Welcome back to the party. It is me, BrittReacts, and today we're going to react to New Rule, the United States of Dumb-merica. This is from Real Time with Bill Maher, because it rhymes with jar. Shout out to the subscriber who told me that.
And finally, New Rule, before we tackle any of our daunting specific problems here in America, we have to figure out how a country can solve any problem if so many of its people are so intractably, astoundingly, mind-numbingly stupid.
Look at the way that's spelled.
And I'm not saying that as hyperbole or just out of frustration. I mean this country just might be empirically, verifiably too fucking dumb to continue.
Wow.
As an ongoing enterprise.
Do you agree?
Jay Leno used to do a classic bit called Jaywalking, where he asked ordinary citizens the kind of question we used to consider common knowledge. And in the internet age, that bit has been, shall we say, updated. And is still a useful indicator of where exactly we are on the bird brain chart.
Bird brain chart.
Take a look at some of the answers given on a TikTok site called Project Better.
Who was the first person to land on the sun?
Lance something, Lance.
Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong.
What is the biggest
The
city
cyclist.
I think it's like
Like
Asia?
What is the biggest city in the world?
Europe.
If you were born in 2021,
Countries.
how old would you be?
21.
What country is Venice, Italy located in for $100? You have any clue?
Gosh, I'm going to be a teacher, so I should know this.
You should.
Now listen, I'm not blaming teachers because I'm homeschooling right now, and I don't know how y'all are out here teaching multiple children in one classroom, because I'd be ready to strangle the one student enrolled in my Baddie Academy. Yes, that's right. That's the name of our homeschool, the International Baddie Academy. Don't blame me, blame my 10-year-old. Anywho, I have recently been reacting to, and if you have not watched them, I implore you to watch them after you watch this video, some of these style of videos. And though they are entertaining and funny, it is devastating to watch our youth just not use their brains. They know nothing. They know nothing. These are adults. I'm gonna leave that right there. Okay. The other thing I will say is a lot of you have been watching my Bill Maher rhymes with jar reactions. I've only done a few of them, but a lot of you were saying that he has evolved his mentality, I guess, has evolved. He's gone, I guess, okay, let me rewind. Some of you really like him, some of you don't. Some of you think he's super radical, some of you don't. If the lines are blurred. I don't really care. I enjoy what I've watched so far. This felt like something more along the lines of what you guys don't like from him. And so I wanted to watch it. Let's keep going.
Paris?
Where
Paris.
is Queen Elizabeth from?
Egypt.
Egypt.
Where is it?
Brazil?
Brazil. She was like, no, Brazil.
So,
It's painful.
so you tell me, if a country is only as strong as its people, what can the future possibly hold for a population this moronic? Being a full-grown adult and thinking a human could walk on the sun? Or that the biggest city in the world was Asia? When plainly it's Europe.
Right.
This country simply has no education standards anymore. They will let you out of a public high school and give you a diploma, and you don't have to actually know anything, which used to be the mission of schools, knowing things. I know it's super important to stop the grooming of our kids, or, I don't know, to start it. And certainly critical race theory must be stricken from the curriculum, or who knows, maybe included in all of it. But, you know, while we're having those fights, could someone please notice that the kids don't actually know anything?
We're so busy worried about what we need to pull out of the curriculum that we're not noticing that the children are retaining none of the curriculum, is essentially what he's saying. And I want y'all to know, I agree with him. I have pulled my daughter out of public school because it came to my attention that she just didn't know anything. Not her fault, probably not even the teacher's fault, but what is happening now is that there's so much nonsense going on that we can't even focus on what school is meant to do. We're so worried about what's being included and what isn't. It's heartbreaking. It really is. Because I feel like the structure of school is needed. It's such a fundamental part of like learning how to do life, on the social aspect, on the educational aspect, on the emotional aspect. There's so many things, but these kids are going to school and they're leaving worse off than when they entered. It's devastating. Yeah, it's devastating.
As I travel this country on weekends doing stand-up now, I see the political ads that are running on the local TV markets, and I think, how can this possibly work on people? And then I remember, oh yes, they think Queen Elizabeth is from Egypt.
I don't need that visual. I want to unsee that. I want to unsee that. Didn't need that at all. Thank you, Bill.
When again, plainly, it's Brazil.
It's still there. Carnival. It's a good look for you. Rest
Political
in peace.
campaigns used to turn out two kinds of ads. The positive, or what I like to call the village people ad, where you're seen with a cop, a construction worker, a military guy, and a minority.
There you go.
And then the negative ads, the ones that look like they were shot by Navy SEALs wearing night vision goggles, where you make your opponent
He's so
look
right.
like someone who killed their spouse
He's
on an
so
episode
right.
of Dateline. But now it
Snapped.
seems they figured out that the people are dumb enough that you can put the positive and the negative in the same ad. Here's one we see in LA 100 times a day for Congressperson Young Kim.
8 times in a row, politician Greg Raths increased our tax rates and fees. Just like Biden and the liberals, Raths makes California unaffordable. Greg Raths even proposed raising his taxpayer salary over 60%. We pay more, he makes more.
Oh.
That's politician Greg Raths. But Young Kim is fighting Raths and the liberals.
Save money. 2 for 1.
That's right, I'm Young Kim, and unlike my opponent, I'm in color. Come on, don't you want your representative to be in color? As opposed to an X-ray? And I don't chew on cigars or stuff cash in my pockets or get drunk with Washington insiders, and jail cell doors never shut behind me. When candidates in political ads say, I approve this message, they should have to add at the end, you dumb fuck.
I will agree and admit that the political commercials, I don't know, do they, anyone, raise your hand, has those commercials ever swayed you? They do. They feel like an SNL skit. They don't feel real. They feel very corny and like over the top, extreme. Yeah, I've never looked at one of those and be like, oh, let me start looking into this candidate instead of that one. Like, they feel like the real true smear campaign. It's like the Burn book and in Mean Girls. It's like overdone, you know? I agree.
I'm Brad Turnbull, and I approve this message, you dumb fucks. Candidates always say they're just highlighting the differences between them and their opponents. Here's Congressman Mark Moore's ad highlighting the difference between him and opponent Melanie Stansbury.
Murderers, rapists, and child molesters walking free.
We need to pass the Breathe Act in Congress.
Stop the madness. Stop Melanie Stansbury.
Intense.
What the hell, Melanie Stansbury? Why are you so pro-rapist and child molester? Don't you know that voters see child molesters unfavorably? Voters want someone who will let them know I'm the good guy because I'm meeting with firemen, I'm meeting with teachers, I'm meeting with cops. I'm talking to kids. I'm talking to black kids. I'm wearing a hard hat and looking concerned. I'm pointing to the border wall with my thumb. Come on, that's my thumb.
Oh, Lord.
You must know I got this. After all, didn't you hear me say I'm strong on values and good for jobs, that I'm fighting for you and on your side, and I'm going to get things done and shake things up. And then I have a plan, details to follow, to clean things up. My God, my sleeves are rolled up. What more evidence do you need?
What more do you need? I'll never be able to watch any of these ever like the same again, because he's pointing it out and it's like, no, wait. There is an actual blueprint. There's a formula. They're all the same.
Unlike my opponent, who's always cackling maniacally and who lives in Washington. Good guys live in America, which is great and pure. Bad guys live in Washington, gross. They're always career politicians.
Career politician.
Career politician.
Career politician.
Career politicians.
Career politicians. Career politician.
Career politician.
Yeah, career politician. Good guys don't even go to Washington, but they will if they have to, like Mike Garcia.
It won't be easy on my family, but it's something we'll go through together.
Going to Washington?
I just hope they don't get killed by Melanie Stansbury.
Oh, Jesus.
And you know, I'm not picking on Mike or Young Kim or any of them in particular because they're all alike. Well, wait, not all. There are actually some ads that are even more submental.
And in 2022,
Lord.
I'm going to blow away the Democrat socialist agenda.
Go ahead, girl. She almost broke her neck. I just want to know who on her team was like, this is a great idea. Let's get production rolling right now. Let's do it. Let's do it. Ooh, raise your hand if you're here.
Yeah. Here's 3 words no one ever has to say to Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, that was her. That was Marjorie Taylor Greene. I recognize her. She's a hoot, huh? Ooh.
Here's 3 words no one ever has to say to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Dumb it down. There is an entire species of political ads on the right where the candidate just shoots something they don't like.
Abortion on demand. That
A lot of these
that was
ads
up in the
make
air.
no mention of policy at all. It's just truck, gun,
beer.
me like these things you like. Vote me.
It works. It works. Doesn't it work?
But here's something I noticed that's different about the ads that conservatives make versus the ones from liberals. The conservatives wear that description like it's their first name. They cannot say it enough.
I'm a conservative outsider.
America's most conservative.
Top-rated conservative.
A real conservative.
Trump-rated conservative.
Christian conservative. America first conservative. Conservative warrior.
I'm so conservative.
Brian Kemp. Shout out to Georgia. Brian Kemp.
But you never hear anyone bragging about being a liberal. There's no liberal Bob Schmohawk as a liberal who wants to enact more liberal policies. Democrats might want to think about what that means, because the implication is you're embarrassed by what liberalism has become, that the term is now irredeemably coupled with woke nonsense, which is a shame, because despite their nonsense, it's still generally a better product. But what does it say about your brand if you don't want to say what you are? So much of liberal politics nowadays is identity politics. And yet, it seems we found the one thing liberals won't identify as: liberals.
Wow, that last thing was crazy to think about. All right. Yeah, a lot of you have told me he's just an old school Democrat. He's not with the like super woke stuff. But he also can make fun of the right. So that was fun. I enjoyed that. What's not to like, guys? Send me something that you think I won't like. I'm not all, sunshine and rainbows over here. I don't like a lot of things, but y'all are making this a little too easy. Anywho, let me know your thoughts down below. As always, keep it kind or skedaddle. Scram! Get out. Okay? All opinions are welcome, but kindness is required. Have the day you deserve. Bye.